Hey peeps, right, this video is about the hero's journey as I see it through the tarot cards. For me, I see the tarot, the 22 major arcana, as the hero's journey. Well, it starts at 0 and goes to 21, like 0 to hero. And it comes with this book, this Tarot Dreams Guidebook. So they see it as a guide as well, you know, like a spiritual guide. So let's have a look, let's see what we think. So we start as the Fool. So the Fool has faith in himself. So you've got faith in yourself and the world around you. So really you've invested, for me, into like what I say is the matrix. So therefore, you know, we subscribe to say follow something, you know, say watch the news, tell live vision, you know, go with the crowd, you know, do what the next door neighbour does or your friends do. We're trying to fit in. That's what you are as the Fool. Maybe before you decide to go on a journey and become, these are the next two cards up. So it comes as the Magician and the Priestess. So the Magician welcomes you to your inner guides. You know, you're going to look for opportunities to learn and navigate the world to your advantage. So we're going within to find the Magician. So therefore we feel we can do things for self, you know, from within. And then with the Priestess, is to have intuitive sense, the inner voice you will hear if you allow yourselves, you know. Or you cannot proceed in your journey without listening to that inner voice. You know, you're quieting everything down. That's what going within would be, to find a Magician. So that makes you the Priestess. If we can do that, then we can go further in our journey on into the Empress and the Emperor. Intriguing cards. So these are like your archetypal parents. While the Magician was about himself and his abilities, and the Empress and Emperor now would teach us about the world and the ways of perceiving it. The Empress shows us the world can be seen as a never-ending bounty of love and life. So we can start seeing things with those eyes, with a bit more beauty and with love coming from within. And the Emperor will show the world as a blank slate, ready to have order laid upon it. So we've gone within, we're listening to our inner voice, we're using our intuition, we're trying to take advantage of things for self. Now we're looking at the world with beauty and love. So therefore, we can move into the Faith and Lovers cards. So the Faith is the Hierophant in other decks, it says. Interesting. And the Lovers, which is in different ways of relating. So, so it's like the love you've been seeing there is not a physical love, it's more an ethereal love. It's a love for the alternative, you know, for the beauty of, say, the creation. That kind of love we're looking at. This is what I'm feeling. And that's like, it's in a different way of faith, it says there. Like you start developing a sense of meaning. So therefore you can start placing your own actions into context. So that's what your faith is giving you. You've got faith in what you're knowing, your intuition, and maybe your synchronicities, and your love for things is bringing more creative, positive outcomes. So therefore you've got faith in them abilities now. And the lovers as well will give you a way to relate, because there's two peeps there, like to relate to others on a one-to-one basis. So you can relate this, what you've got now, on a one-to-one level with someone else. So maybe they can start feeling it. They could be, you know, still from like, let's say the Matrix. I've got to turn the page here. Right, so then we go into a Chariot moment. Ooh, this is number 7. So we're not even, we're say third of a way through the journey. So now, a Chariot moment, what happens there? Where it says the Chariot has confidence in his power and his ventures forth into the world. Yeah, you're riding the Chariot now. You're like, I've got this. Maybe it could be a bit too overconfident, but maybe not. Looks like you've got some confidence going on there. Or what you've got going on, you're happy with that. Because it's authentic, so I'm feeling that, yes. And then you get your strength, which you start beginning to become aware of your inner reserve. So we've got some inner strength, so from the core, maybe we didn't know we had, of strength and self-preservation. And we can draw on this in our times of need. So that's card number 8 as well, alternating current. So it's there, yeah, in times of need. Feels like we're going to need some of that. So we're powered up, we're on our Chariot, we've got strength in our abilities, because we know if we're wise enough, if we've got any wisdom, that maybe that will come. So let's have a look. So we go into the Hermit and the Wheel. Oops. So the Hermit card, I know about the Hermit. So the Hermit finds that his childish need for companionship and approval, you give way to that. You don't need approval no more. You know, you want solitude. That's what the Hermit is. It's time and space for inner development. You know, maybe that trying to get some wisdom. Maybe, you know, you could be too confident like we sort of said, or, you know, reflection time, maybe as the Hermit. You know, we're the 9th card in to our journey. So then we go into the Wheel of Fortune. And it's a wheel, this wheel is like a machine. And we feel like we are that cog in the machine. You know, what turns the wheels that will turn. And there must be absolutes of right and wrong if he has to have meaning. So for me, that means like in duality. So I see that as that wheel turning, and it can be negative, positive. You know, there's duality going on. That's the Wheel of Fortune. Maybe the fortune is the 3rd wheel, the 3rd kind, which could be free will or Trinity. So maybe that's, you know, the contemplation time, looking ahead at this wheel in time. We move into the Justice and the Hangman. So the Justice reminds what? Oh, sorry. I went ahead to say that the Justice card, I did read some of this, sorry. That is where you get your absolutes from your right or wrong, the meaning, after the Wheel of Fortune. The Wheel of Fortune, yes, you know you're the cog in the wheel, and the Justice card is saying that you're getting more of your absolutes, you're getting your justice, maybe for what you've been feeling on your journey so far. What you've put in, you're starting to get at. And then we go into the Hangman, which encounters delays and obstructions, but these are necessary for patience and self-sacrifice. Very interesting. So we come to the 12th card. And then so you can see the duality there, where we were judging, weighing up things, seeing what's right and wrong, maybe finding the Trinity in between. And now we're justifying that by giving up, sacrificing things at this moment. Go, right, I've got to know that's not right what I was doing, or I'm going to sacrifice myself more, or, you know, maybe fast, meditate more. You know, that's what I feel from that. You're sacrificing something. Maybe you've always, you know, had what do you call it? An addiction. Yes, sacrificing that addiction. So that can be seen as good. So then we come into the Death card, and Temperance. So let's see what these are saying. Yes, so the Death card is that sacrifice again. So yes, we felt like we had to sacrifice of the Hanging Man. We sacrifice, it increases. So the sacrifices increase. So we surrender old images and adapt to the changing circumstances, even in a troubled state. You know, we could be going through our journey and then we've hit that bit of this hard time. That's sort of like the hard times, isn't it? Justice, seeing is this fair or not? Sacrificing self, you know, pity and maybe that side of things, and now you've had your death of that. And this is your darkest maybe hour. And the Temperance shows up, and that all it says appears like an angel. So that shows us we have the necessary adaptation. You know, we've got this somehow. Divine intervention or a hallelujah moment comes in from all that despair. You couldn't get any lower. And that's when you sort of hear that, innit? I got to rock bottom before I came back up. So that's why the spiritual journey is a hard journey as well. It could be a spiritual death you've done there. So it don't all have to be a physical side of things. Right, so let's see what moves on then. And then the Devil comes in. That'd be a test. And then the Tower moment. Ooh. So the Devil is, so we must face our shadow self. So that hallelujah moment, yeah, you're facing your shadow self now, and any greedy and insatiable. Yeah, so it's that's what we imprison ourselves with. So if you've gone to your deepest moment and then you're still letting all that emotion trap you in. So it's ourself, we get in our own way. So we've got to free ourselves almost. Maybe that's a realizational freeing moment, because the shadow self, you can see it, there's nowhere to hide. And that's facing your fear right there. And then fear disappears. And then it can't find you after that. And you can have your Tower moment. And this is the recognition and acknowledgement of the terrible truth about yourself. You finally lie at that moment, and you've destructed any delusions you've had after that, or illusions. So probably in that moment when you go almost like, I don't care, I'm done, I'm yours, I've got no mind, no body. Yeah, it'd be a soulful moment, that one. Well, and then what would happen from there? The Star and the Moon. Oh, I've got those two tapestries of late. And I've got the moon and star. Right, so the star is the soothing of the pain, with the fear, with the cooling waters of grace and hope. So yeah, when you've surrendered, you can, yeah, that's when the soothing maybe can come in, when you surrendered it, everything. And that big hole, gaping hole was there, maybe can be somehow, you know, filled somewhat, even temporarily. And then with the moon, it embodies the creative potential of yourself in order to become self-aware. So maybe from all that adversity and, you know, death of oneself or whatever, big realizations, it's opened something else. It's opened something what you wouldn't have opened if you didn't go through what we've just been through. That's that soulful moment for me, yeah, big time. That self-awareness, that extra bit of awareness, going to come away with that from the moon, that moon energy. We see the wolf puts you in the flow. When you're in the flow, you will know and probably feel that. Before we get to the sun, which is all of the new self-awareness starts shining through. Yeah, that new, what you know is new to you. And that is new, and you want to share that new strength or new what you've gone through. I like that. And the judgment card is that as well. It says self-awareness to open his eyes to a new brilliant perception of the universe you inhabit. So yeah, we've been through a lot. And then maybe now we're shining through because we're saying we know there's more. Look, like the spirits go in there, the spiritual side of things. We know we've been to heaven in our mind and we've been to hell in our mind, in our body. So we've been given answers on both sides of that duality. So the third kind is this new, what you want to share. You've got new eyes to see it. So you come, to the world card, which would be it. The world card, the Fool, has become full circle. He is now fully aware, or she is fully aware, of how naive we was at the start of the journey. We now acknowledge our place in the universe, or our place in the all, in the creation, in your existence of this larger pattern or the sequence. And then really we've done the journey through the tarot cards there, but it don't end because you start out as a fool again, because we feel, wow, look what we've been through, look what we know. But what do we really know? So you're like, yeah, I don't know anything, so I'm back to the no thing, the zero. So maybe we could rebirth, if you will, and go on another journey to become another hero. Well, I hope you enjoyed this little take on what I feel is the zero to hero's journey through the tarot. So much love and peace.